Hello and welcome to my first deck spotlight. It's my first because I've probably never had a deck that I've made that's worth putting on here. I've got Nathan with me here today because he helped a lot with putting this deck together the night before Nationals.
It's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
As I said in my my other video, I went 8-0 in Swiss with this, so it was really consistent considering it was a best of one, like anything could have happened. There's a couple little spicy changes that we've made to other decks that are online, such as the one before didn't have Famfrit, but I think we really added that because of Emperor.
Yeah.
Emperor's a big boy in this. Most of the time he's a 10k with Maria. You can freely just block, throw him under the bus with a bunch of stuff, and just get another one out from the deck. We'll be going through mainly why each of the cards are in here and why there's only a certain amount. Because I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, why is there only one Famed? Why is there only one Cagnazzo? But
why is there no 4-drop Emperor?
Yeah, why is there no 4-drop Emperor? So we'll get to them as we go. The reason there was no 4-drop Emperor was because there's a couple too many ways to clear him these days with stuff like Odin. He's only 8k to going to 9k with Maria. Like, it's not a bad card. I just didn't really find a spot for him.
And didn't put any cycle in apart from Huge, so...
Yeah. And in testing, we did try it with a 4-drop Emperor, but I kept getting way too many dark cards in my hand with no Huge. And I didn't really see a place to put a third Huge kind of thing. But we'll get into each card. Okay, so starting with backups, we've got 2 of 2-drop Ico. When the set first came out, I wasn't sold on this card. I didn't really see it being that good, but it's actually really good.
Insane. Especially in a water deck where every summon is so impactful and so easy to use. Like, you go through a game, you throw away Leviathans all the time. You play Leviathans, you play Famfrits, you play Cuculain. Any of that comes back really easily.
Because being as there's no way for you to get summons out of your break zone with a lot of cards anyway. Yeah. Having them removed from the game instead doesn't really change anything. And I also felt like I was missing quite a bit in the way of water backup. So having
it breaks itself too, which is perfect. Having
a second water backup that's only 2 cost is really nice to go alongside like Una. Next we have a 3 of Archer. It's basically an every win deck.
Yeah, it's arguable you could run 2 of, but there's a lot of backups that are problematic. Not necessarily to this deck, but also you have so many more resources than any other deck that you're happy to break an Archer so they have 1 less backup.
And exactly. It's nice to also break the Archer if I don't have space on my
Sure. You have like 5 key backups, so backups that break themselves are important.
So that's like Ico and Archer can both break themselves. Next, of course, 3 of Una. It makes your summons even better. Yeah. Even better than they already were. It's 2-drop, and it goes with the combo.
100%.
There's not really much more to say about that. The other part of the combo, 3 of Riku.
Best card in the deck.
Yeah, easily.
100%.
It's part of the combo. It can mill if you just leave your mana open.
Yeah. It's also great because this deck so quickly makes a wall of like 3 or 4 forwards. Every turn you're like, oh, I can't attack, I pass. You can't attack, I pass. But every turn you're mill.
Yep, definitely. And then bring her back from the death. I haven't seen her in many decks recently, but 3 of the Aerith, the Planet Protector Aerith. I love having huge dudes, swinging with them, and knowing that next turn I can just bring them all back. I can undull all of them just for throwing away 1 card.
Yeah, and for a long time the meta was very like removal heavy, and then it was aggro heavy. Aerith's good against both those things.
And it's nice that it refreshes backups. Like it's free to play once I've got 3, and there's so many ways for me to get cheap backups out early. Yeah. That
3 is such an important number of backups for you too. That's a free Pain. It's close to a free Fallacious. It's good for bots.
Yeah, it means I'm only pitching 1. Comes in. Yep. Next, we have 2 of Brother. He's in the deck mainly just so I can search either the Starter Pain or Opus 2 Pain.
Yeah.
Because if I'm missing, say, a Yuna or I'm missing a Riku, I can always just brother out that Pain, play the Pain, get whatever I'm missing, and then play it next turn kind of thing.
Arguably a low impact target, but at the same time, Pain is just such a good card.
And if I don't need him, just pitch him for mana. It's that easy. Next, we have 2 of Maria. She makes my boys big boys.
Yeah.
She makes a lot of 7Ks, 8Ks.
If you're playing a 2-color wind deck without Maria, I don't really know what you're
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing either. And now we'll move on to our forwards. So we have a 1 of Famed Mimic Go-Go. He's there because he's super cheap. He's good against aggro, being a 1-drop 7K.
Yep.
If he blocks a bunch of stuff and dies, who cares? If he blocks and kills the last forward they've got and he dies, who cares? He was 1 cost. And I actually liked picking him up to be able to pitch him for a Una as well,
Yeah,
which was really nice.
he's good for color balance. And also, it's just, like, people play around the special sometimes. You don't have it, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've only got 1. Next, we have... Oh, I knocked the microphone. We have a 2 of Ash. I like her because she's 3 cost 7k. Becomes an 8k with Maria. If you target her, she gets plus 3,000 power, which is always nice. And if you really need to, you can activate her.
Yeah, it's great for the lightning matchup. Perfect for the lightning matchup, really. Pretty good against the Earth as well. It's just good water forward. In a deck with not many water forwards.
Next, we have 2 of Fallacious Wanderer. He activates stuff.
Yeah.
So he goes with the deck. He becomes a 7k with Maria. He can activate 2 wind characters. So it could be a forward, it could be a backup. So you can always just swing with something really big that's a wind character. So that the next main 2, you can just play him, activate it back up, activate it back up. Like, there's just so much that you can do with it depending on the situation.
Super good in the ice matchup as well. They freeze something, you activate it.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun doing that. It feels a little bit naughty. Next, of course, we have 3 of Pain. That it's there because it's the Pain Uniriku.
Yeah. It's a free card, draws you a card. It's just really good.
It's very, very good. If you want, you can always mill, throw away a card, tap 1 more mana, play the Pain, activate 3 backups so you can mill again. Like, it's so good. And to accompany it, I do have a 1 of the Opus 2 Pain because it searches for the missing combo part.
Yeah, if you draw Riku early and you don't have Yuna, vice versa, you want a Riku special early. Also, it's nice to hit on EX.
If you don't draw it, you can get Brother to bring it out as well because Brother can search for it or one of the other Pains. Next, 1 of Cagnazzo. He's only a 1 of because he's not too impactful. No. He was there mainly because I really like him against aggro decks.
Yeah.
Minus 4k is so good.
Definitely not there for the ETB because at best you're getting maybe a neg-2 onto their board.
At absolute best, you'd be getting neg-2. It's normally neg-1.
But, you know, he's very good on the defense.
There was one fun combo I did with him, though, and it was Barbarisha into him.
Yeah, that's good.
That was always fun. Because normally, counting the Cagnazzo and the Yuna, you'll neg 1. Next, 2 of Yuge. 3-drop, 7k. If I've got something I don't want in my hand, such as an Emperor or, like, backup Brother when I've already got one, draw a card, put something on the bottom. It's nice that you get the draw of a card first, so if it's even worse than what's in your hand, you can just put it back.
Yuge is just a good 3-drop. Helps with color fixing, helps with Emperor, 3-drop 8k with Maria. You have so many backups that don't have specials, so you just throw them away afterwards.
Very good. Next, one of my favorite big boys. We have 3 5-drop Barts. Hitting it as an EX is good. Yep. Playing it with, like, any amount of wind characters dulled is really good. You can swing in with a bunch of stuff, play him, activate the backups you used, activate the forwards that you've swung with that turn, and he's a 10k with Maria.
Yeah, he's insane, honestly. He's, most of the times in this deck, a 2-drop.
Yeah, exactly. There's never a time that he's been expensive to play. And a little 1 of Cheeky Zidane. I like him a lot because there is so much information you can get out of your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
What they're going to do for the next 2 or so turns. Getting rid of something that you know that they've drawn, especially once they've played, like, say, a Searcher, like an Amodar, and they search for a Lightning. Just get rid of it.
There's not a lot this deck is scared of, but, like, 4-drop Emperor hurts a little bit. You play Zidane, you find it, it's gonna turn the game.
Yep. That and I don't care about losing him for Fanfret as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have three of Barbarisha. The ETB is insane. When I first read this card, I misread it and thought it did damage like the other Barbarisha, but it reduces power. So if they got one big dude, you can just play Barbarisha and you can swing. You can swing with a 3k Zidane.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do?
There's a lot of stuff that works within this deck too. Valifor, Cagnozo, like you mentioned earlier. I think that's it. But it's still good.
Yeah.
You have so many more value for it. It's like you swing with a pain, they block. Because they're bigger, you Barbarisha afterwards, they're dead, you play another pain for free.
Yeah. Too good.
It's just really good.
And my absolute favorite card in this deck is 5-drop Emperor. Here's the reason that it is called Old Emperor's New Groove. Thank you, Nick, for that name. He's just so good. He's a 5k. He's a 5-drop 10k, 9k without Maria. There were so many times where I would have 3 backups. I would play a pain for free. I would throw away 1 card. I would play Barts. And then I reactivate the backups I just used. I would then throw away 1 more card, tap 3, play an Emperor. I now have, if I've got Maria, I have an 8k, a 10k, and a 10k for 2 cards. Literally 2 cards.
It's not only that too, it's just like Ousted Onion Knight is like a spooky thing. Emperor doesn't care. You kill Emperor, you get another one. Cloud of Darkness, doesn't matter, you get another one. There's a bunch of stuff where people commit a lot to killing Emperor because they have to, and then he just comes up.
You can even kill him yourself with Famfret if you need to. If they've got something spooky on the board, who cares? Just Famfret, you'll get another Emperor. It's that easy. Now we can move on to summons, and coincidentally, to Famfret. It's mainly there because if your opponent plays something big, you've got nothing on the field, or you've got something like a Huge or a Zidane, or even a Pain.
Yeah.
You can always just Famfret, clear it, play something else.
Yep. Gets rid of 5-drop Deleter, which is kind of problematic.
Oh, I love it getting rid of 5-drop Deleter.
Also,
it's
you want to set up like 2 or 3 backups early, and if they're going like big in on a 1 forward, you Famfret it, you're not that far behind.
Yep. And with Yuna, 2 mana.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. Next, we also have Starter Veilfor. This is here because it mainly does 2 things. You can either clear something that's been damaged earlier in the match, earlier in the turn. You can combo it with Barbarisha.
Yeah.
And you can even use it just to refresh your backups. Like, there was a time in the tournament where they had 3 cards left. So I milled, played Veilfor, milled again, past turn. Like, it's basically like another Riku.
Yeah.
It's like a mug without drawing.
It's just really good, especially on the EX too.
And 2-drop. It's so cheap. It doesn't even need to get a Una discount. Next, we have 2 Kukulane. When you're playing big boys, some people will want to play big boys back.
Yeah.
Big boys cost backups. That means that you can swing in, they think they can block, not when they've got double backups.
Yeah. It's just a really good card.
And you get to draw.
Yeah. It's just super good. Like, even if you don't get any value out of it, just drawing a card is fine. Like, it's good.
Hit it with an EX.
Yeah.
1 of Fairy. I have a 1 of Fairy. You draw a card. It is a 1 cost if you've got Una, and it's an EX. There's only 1 card that I can't really activate that I really want to, and that's Emperor. Fairy activates Emperor and lets me draw a card. It's so good. I've only got a 1 of though because I didn't really have space for more.
Yeah, summon slots are tough.
Yeah. And finally, 3 Leviathan. There's no reason to not run 3 Leviathan.
Yeah, it's insane.
Una, it's 2 cost. It's an EX. There are so many EXs in this game that do stuff. And normally you'll have more forwards than your opponent, being as you can ramp up.
Yeah. Not only does it let you put through for damage, though, it's a return thing too. Like, they use the removal on your pain, you return it to your hand, you play it next turn for free anyway.
And you draw. It's so good. Yes, thank you so much for joining us, guys. I want people to try out this deck and have fun with it. This is probably the second iteration that we made when we did it. So there's probably more fine-tuning that you could do. You could just add your own cards if you want feel it differently kind of thing. Because I was originally against the Ico, and now I love the Ico.
Ico's good.
Yeah. playing around with a bunch of stuff that you normally wouldn't play with, like 5-drop Emperor.
Yeah, try
can be
Cloud
good.
of Darkness too. It's a good card.
Yeah.
It's a good card of Emperor.
That would be so good. Anyway, thanks guys. See you next time.